I want to decide who will be the face of WWE's next generation. My candidates are Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton, Sheamus, John Cena, and you. Show me that I'm right by proving yourself in a match tonight. What's up, YouTube? This is Mathos97, and welcome to another episode of Jett Storm's My Career Mode in WWE 2K15. And tonight, Jett Storm has one more match against Fandango. And yes, you saw it, you heard it here first. Triple H is considering Jett Storm to be potential face of the WWE's next generation of superstars. Well, imagine that. Jett Storm, the face of WWE's reality era. That certainly would be something. Although, I don't know, now might be... I don't know, Jett Storm, he has been in the WWE for a while now. I mean, he's competed on various pay-per-views. And he's picked up, you know, quite a fair share of wins. In fact, I think Jett Storm is on the verge of potentially challenging for a championship. I feel like that's just on the horizon, so just going to have to wait and stay tuned, see what the WWE has next for Jett Storm. Although, I mean, we did see Jett Storm, he competed in Vicky Guerrero's little gauntlet of matches there, and although he is on a bit of a losing streak right now, I mean, Jett Storm, he's lost matches in the past, but he's managed to rebound. So I think, I mean, if we just take a look at Jett Storm's track record here, I feel like Jett Storm could potentially be the face of WWE's next generation. I mean, he's defeated the likes of Team Orton at Survivor Series. That was a monumental victory in Jett Storm's career. Night of Champions, where Jett Storm defeated Fandango in singles competition. He's beaten Baron Blade, William Regal, Big E on the Battleground pre-show. I mean, Jett Storm is racking up plenty of victories for himself. And he has even competed against Evolution in a tag team match at Payback. And he was able to go toe-to-toe with Evolution. So I think Jett Storm, he's been able to hold his own in the ranks of WWE's current system. And like I said, he's thrived. He has almost put himself to the point where he can challenge for a championship. So we're just going to have to wait and stay tuned when Jett Storm will finally get that opportunity. But for now, he's just going to have to keep plugging away in these matches. And he's going to have to keep impressing Triple H and the Authority. So right now, there'd be no better way than to finally put this Fandango saga to bed. As right now it is, I mean, between these two superstars, they've each won 2 matches apiece. Although, at Night of Champions, I had thought that that was going to be the conclusion to the feud. Although, it looks like Triple H, or Vicky Guerrero, whoever set up this match, had a bit something more planned out between these two. And this is a good way for Jett Storm to prove himself, because he's never had the advantage in the feud against Fandango in their series of matches. Fandango's always had the upper hand, or they would be even like they are right now. So, I mean, if Jett Storm can't beat Fandango here tonight, there's no way he can be the face of WWE's reality era. So, I think this is probably a good opponent for Jett Storm to be facing here tonight. As Jett Storm, he was going for something, but Fandango countered. And now look at Fandango from behind. He's got Jett Storm. Sleeper slam there as the back of Jett Storm's head bounces off the mat. But in other news, I did indeed partner with Brendan Plays over on the BPZ forums. I've got a little bit of a section over there, as I've kind of partnered. I'm calling it a bit of a partnership with Brendan Plays. As, you know, that does mean there are going to be probably a few little promotions for the forums here and there. I don't really want to try to force it down your throats, because I feel like a majority of my audience is probably already subscribed to Brendan Plays and is already on the forums. Because, I mean, I've been, you know, Brendan and I have been kind of associates, I guess you could say, on YouTube for a while. I mean, I've been following his content, he's been following mine, and we've even done some podcasts in the past. I mean, that was way back in the beginning of 2013 when we kind of originally met, I guess, here on YouTube. But Jett Storm gets the win over Fandango's. I was off on a tangent again. But yeah, it's been, you know, it's amazing to see how much progress Brendan has made with the forums and his channel and all that. It's just completely blown me out of the water. So I gotta try to catch up, man. I gotta do my best. I mean, we got WrestleMania coming around the corner, the WWE Draft in Universe mode, and of course, right now, Jett Storm trying to be the face of WWE. He's caught the attention of Randy Orton, and we know in the last episode, or 2 episodes ago, Jett Storm competed in a match against Orton, and he was on the losing end. So Storm still needs to get that opportunity to defeat Orton in one-on-one competition. But tonight, he goes one-on-one with the big guy, Ryback. So I think it's only fitting, since the big guy is here in the ring, one of Brendan's favorite superstars, that this would be a good opportunity for me to kind of explain what exactly is going to be going on with my partnership with Brendan Plays and the whole forums deal. So what my idea is that I'm going to have, I have my section over there in the forums. I've currently got a few topics over there. So if you want to go check it out, this should be at the point where I'm going to have a link in the description to my section on the forums and just to the forums in general. If you do not know what they are, perhaps you're part of my audience that does not know who Brendan Plays is, or if you're not, up to date with everything that is Brendan Plays and his content, well then, hey, this is a good opportunity to kind of introduce you to him and try to fulfill my end of the bargain. Because if Brendan is going to allow me to use his forums to kind of promote my channel, then it's only fitting that I would return the favor and promote the forums on my channel. So I don't know, it's kind of a win-win, I guess. I'm not sure exactly. It's a fair deal, I would say. I don't know, I'm completely confusing myself with what I was going to say. Anywho, so right now I've got a Universe Mode Championship history over there, which, if you've been following the series and you kind of want to know who has been, this is really good also for people who are new to the series, new to the channel, and they can just kind of read up on the history of Universe Mode and all things Mathwiz 97. But then also, if you've been a fan of the series for a long time, but you don't quite know exactly the whole sort of ins and outs of the statistics, like, over there I recently added into that whole history list, even something as minor as, like, collective time in the Royal Rumble and most eliminations. So if you kind of want to see some more statistics based on Universe Mode, you can go over and check that out. That'd be pretty cool. Also, that was the championship history. I plan on doing a Universe Mode Slammy Awards, which should have been announced in the episode of SmackDown. I'm not sure whether or not I'm going to have that uploaded before this episode, but if not, there are going to be Slammy Awards, and if you want to learn a little bit more on that in detail, you're just going to have to stay tuned for future Universe Mode episodes. But also, I'm approaching my 500th video on YouTube, and I do have something a little bit kind of special planned for that. I'm not sure exactly which idea I'm going to go with, but I do have something coming up in Universe Mode that'll be kind of cool for a whole 500th video celebration. And then I've also got the Slammy Awards coming up, and then sometime more in the distant future we'll have WrestleMania approaching, and then we've got the WWE Draft, and that's gonna take some editing between those. Well, it's gonna be of course the whole WWE Draft week, so that's gonna be at least 3 to 4 episodes where it's gonna take some good amount of editing. So I'm going to have to start getting prepared on that, and I also got to put some work into the forums to make it look nice and neat, to make it look official. And now look at Ryback going for the meat hook clothesline, and he just about took Jett Storm's head off. Ryback goes for the cover, but Jett Storm's foot is under the bottom rope, and that is going to force a rope break. But Jett Storm, he's in trouble right now. Ryback has got him on the ropes, literally. And now Jett Storm tosses Ryback to the outside. Jett Storm, he's going to the top rope here. What is Jett Storm going to think here? He's going to try to dive to the floor. Look at this. Wait a minute. Ryback up to his feet, and oh, he's not going to attempt this. Not on the floor. Ryback, he's got Jett Storm up on his shoulders, marching around, and he's going to deliver a shell shock onto the floor. And Jett Storm could be out of this matchup for good. A shell shock, as if it wasn't powerful enough. It's the force driving Jett Storm down onto the concrete floor. Well, I think Jett Storm I think that's good night, Jett Storm. He's done. He's done for this matchup. It's Ryback now. He didn't seem to know what he was going to do there, but Jett Storm was given time to get back to his feet now. And that could have been a bit of a mistake by Ryback. But Jett Storm now, he's back in the ring, back on the offensive. And Ryback, he may have missed his opportunity. And Jett Storm, he's certainly going to try to capitalize on that with a kick to the gut. And he's looking to set up Ryback for the finisher. Storm out! He hits the somersault cutter. And that should put the big guy away. Jett Storm just got to hook the leg, and he's got Ryback pinned for the win. 1, 2, 3. Jett Storm defeats Ryback here tonight. But as I was saying, you know, this is going to be a big time for the channel. Anyway, let's take a look at what Triple H has to say. I really want to see what you've got, Jett Storm. I will personally choose your opponent for next week's match. Just trust me, I've got a great idea. So apparently it was Vicky setting up all the past matches. Jett Storm, as they always say, fight fire with fire. Or in this case, with venom. Tonight, you're going to team up with Randy Orton. This match will have a direct effect on who you'll be facing at the pay-per-view. So tonight, we're taking on John Cena and Daniel Bryan in a tag team match, with Randy Orton in our corner. Wow, this is huge. This is a huge matchup in my career mode. We have the face of the past decade, John Cena. We've got Randy Orton, who is probably the top heel of the past decade, I think. I don't know. I mean, overall, I think Orton, he's just kind of been the kryptonite to John Cena's whole Superman gimmick. So I feel like Randy Orton, you know, if Cena's the top face, I would say Orton's been the top heel, because Orton has had some classic stuff over his career. I mean, the whole feud with the McMahons and Triple H, that was pretty epic. Orton, of course, with the Legend Killer, his original feud with guys like Michaels, and of course being a part of Evolution, that was another key point in Orton's career. Orton's many feuds with John Cena, which I've, you know, some of the earlier stuff wasn't really, you know, the fans weren't really too behind it. You know, the whole IWC was just kind of like, we've seen this plenty of times before. And, you know, that is true. The whole Orton-Cena feud in terms of 2013. Yeah, 2013. No, 2014. Both 2013 and 2014, whatever it was, back around TLC. That whole, you know, I don't think that whole portion of the feud is quite as entertaining as, say, their 2009 rivalry, even though I'm pretty sure there was a stipulation at one point where they would never wrestle each other again, but that was kind of thrown out the window, I guess. But anyway, my point is, Randy Orton, he's done some amazing things throughout his career in the WWE, and, you know, probably one of the, I wouldn't say underappreciated, but just considering it was a feud on SmackDown, it probably wouldn't get quite as much attention. But his rivalry with Christian, I thought, was pretty good, although that was probably more so with Christian, how, you know, he wins the world title, but then Orton just takes it away from him. You know, I think it would have to be probably on, that'd be on both superstars. They put on amazing matches, but still, I feel like that's probably not one of the feuds that Orton would just kind of be recognized for. I feel like it would be overshadowed by some of his past work. Of course, also as a tag team with Rated RKO. I mean, that was a pretty cool tag team. They went up against DX at one point. But yeah, Randy Orton, he's done a lot in this business. And then we take a look at somebody like Daniel Bryan, who should be the face of the reality era. I mean, Daniel Bryan, he's clearly the most popular superstar with the fans, although that doesn't always seem to translate to popularity backstage, which is kind of a shame. But I mean, you still have to say that even if Daniel Bryan isn't, you know, a future WWE champion, like the main face of WWE, he's still going to be around for a while, and he's going to have a huge impact on the business while he's in the WWE. So I mean, really, Jett Storm, he's got a lot of competition for being face of the next generation of WWE. Although I wouldn't exactly say that Orton and Cena are qualified to be the face of the next generation, because they've had their time. They're the face of this generation. It's one thing I don't quite understand exactly with Triple H's whole idea, the promo he said earlier on, where he's like, my candidates for the future of WWE are the guys of the past. And I do understand that if you're trying to put over somebody as the face of the next generation, then it would only make sense for the face of the current generation to kind of pass the torch. But Triple H just flat out says that Cena and Orton are potential faces of the next generation, and that I don't quite agree with. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But that's just kind of nitpicking at career mode. I mean, there's plenty of other things I can harp on with this mode. Although, I just want to say that this series is going to have a very interesting turning point that I just recently recorded with career mode. I actually found something in career mode that genuinely had me sitting on the edge of my seat. Like, I was genuinely surprised when it happened. So I'm not going to spoil any of it. I'm not going to say what it is, but just stay tuned. Just stay tuned for the future of my career mode, because there is going to be a game changer in this series. later on. So you're just going to have to wait for that. But for now, let's focus back in on the tag team matchup at hand. Jett Storm, Daniel Bryan, the two legal participants. And we have seen that Jett Storm and Daniel Bryan have teamed up in the past. And they were pretty in sync as a tag team. Remember the tag team match against Ryback and Justin Gabriel, where they simultaneously hit their finishers and ended up winning the matchup. And they seem to have some pretty good chemistry. But this time they're on opposite ends of the ring, and they're opponents. So Jett Storm, he's looking to try to put Daniel Bryan away here, setting him up for the drop kick to the knee, which is only going to set up the Shining Wizard, a.k.a. the calm before the storm. Jett Storm, well, I guess Bryan was out of position or something. So look at Jett Storm now. He's setting him up for that bulldog right there. And that, oh, never mind. I thought Bryan was in position, but instead Bryan just kipped up. He doesn't want to take that Shining Wizard. He knows what kind of power Jett Storm packs behind that kick. But look at Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan looking to fire up his second win here as he ducks a clothesline from Storm and delivers a flying elbow right to the chest of Jett Storm. And here's Daniel Bryan. What's he going for? Looking for a springboard crossbody, but Jett Storm manages to roll out of the way. And this could be his opportunity. Nope, Daniel Bryan once again is out of position. So Jett Storm's unable to hit that Shining Wizard. He's going to have to do something else. He's going to have to hit Daniel Bryan with something else. Double underhook. What am I saying? A two-handed bulldog there. And Bryan bounced face first off the mat. As Bryan, he's trying to crawl, trying to get up to his feet. But Jett Storm just not letting him. He just kicks him in the back of the head. And now what is Jett Storm going to do? He's got to hit something big right here. Oh, and he's looking for the soda twist clothesline. And he connects. And Daniel Bryan's in trouble right now. Jett Storm has the advantage. And Jett Storm, he's looking for the finisher. He's looking to put Bryan out for good. Kick to the gut, and here goes Jett Storm, setting up the Storm out. And that could just put Daniel Bryan away. Jett Storm hooks the leg. Referee should already be in position, but he's not. And John Cena breaks it up. It almost seems like the referee kind of took a step back this year, where they added in the whole mechanic where the referee would slide into the cover, and it always seemed like he'd be ready. So that when you pin him, it's almost like the referee was waiting on you to complete the pin. Whereas this year, it's kind of back to previous years where, wait a minute, Bryan kick to the head of Jett Storm. But it's almost back to previous years where once you go for the pin, you're waiting on the referee. I mean, sometimes it's okay, but especially in these sort of tag team matchups, you can't afford to spare a single second. Because, I mean, then the partner's just going to come in and break it up, as you can see right here. Bryan hits the finisher, but there's Orton. And that's mainly on the tag team mechanics, but in certain cases, I mean, the referee should kind of be in position a bit faster. But right now, Cena and Bryan are both in the ring, but Cena's got to get out or else he'll be disqualified, and he does so. But Storm counters, and now it delivers a punch to the face. And this career mode has gone on a bit longer than I thought it would, so the whole idea of starting up that SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 GM mode still going to have to be put on hold for a little bit. I mean, and I never confirmed it was going to happen. I mean, I don't have like a set start date for it or anything. It's something I would like to do, but I'm going to have to finish career mode first. And at the moment, it doesn't appear as though career mode is going to be ending anytime soon. I think my original goal was to try to have career mode done by, I don't know, what was I thinking at first? Maybe like March or so, because I didn't realize career mode would end up lasting this long. But now Orton and Cena, the two legal men, the two rivals, now squaring off in the ring. And Jett Storm from behind delivers a drop kick to Cena, and that's certainly going to give Orton an opening. As now Jett Storm, he's going after Bryan here. But look at that, Cena with a counter, and now he's got Orton. John Cena, half Nelson neck breaker to the Viper. And it looks like John Cena could be about to put Orton away here. And now Bryan just sends Jett Storm crashing face first into the ring post. Jett Storm could be out cold right now, and this is just going to give John Cena another opening to try to put Orton away here. And he's got Orton up on his shoulders. He's going for the attitude adjustment, but Cena, you can see he's spent. He's all out of stamina right now, and he can't capitalize. But Orton kips up to his feet, and Orton, surprisingly, is the first one to make it back to his feet after getting hit with an AA. And now here's Orton, fires two clotheslines off on Cena, and now ducks a clothesline and delivers the power slam. And now Orton, oh, is he going to set up those vintage stomps right here? Orton just sadistically stomping on the open limbs of John Cena. Now there's one to the ankle, one to the arm, and he's going to finish it off with a stomp right to the face of Cena. That could do it. Orton goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. Randy Orton has scored the victory for his team, which means Jett Storm yet another win against some main event talent. Okay, I'm pretty comfortable with putting you in one of the pay-per-view's main events. You need an opponent, though. Anyone in mind? Give me a chance to fight Randy Orton. I want John Cena. Well, I chose John Cena. I mean, I could have chosen Daniel Bryan or Randy Orton, but no, I decided to go with John Cena because Storm's got unfinished business with Cena. I like your choice, and I didn't get to read that. I'll be happy to accept. Let's have a good match, but I'm not going to go easy on you. If you don't come at me with all you've got, I'll leave you gazing at the ceiling in less than a minute. Ooh, we talking the 5 moves of doom here. Well, anyway, I want to thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode where it will be Storm versus Cena. Keep on YouTubing.